What do you believe is the most misleading advice commonly given? Don't try to make money from a hobby. When what they actually mean is don't remove the freedom from your hobby. You can still enjoy a hobby you make money from providing it's on your terms as much as possible. Hobbies are a great way to make money, you just shouldn't try to make a career out of them. I'm a musician for side cash and it's very liberating to tell someone thanks, but no thanks when they try to argue my price down too much. I think often these misleading advices are just phrasing problems, because people never learn to articulate their thoughts better. Yep. I crochet, knit, and do needlepoint crafts, and love making gifts for my friends. If someone has no clue they're getting a fancy scarf, it doesn't matter if I work on it super casually and take 3 months to finish it. But as soon as someone tries to commission me to make anything, I get stressed out, because I feel obligated to work on it all the time so I can finish it quickly. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. Sometimes you gotta go out there and make sure it happens. I used to believe this for a long time. But recently I have realized that everything I achieved in my life was when I decided to take a proactive effort and make it happen. Absolutely true. Nothing can be achieved if you don't get up and work for it. Took me a long time and really hard work, but I achieved some of my goals. And now I'm still wondering how I did it, but I'm proud of myself that I worked through some tough issues and didn't give up. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. It'll get easier. Life never gives you more than you can handle. All of these phrases imply some form of fate or other supernatural power that ensures your long-term well-being. Sorry, but it doesn't work like that. Lives are ruined every day. There are no guarantees in life. A pure example of survivor's bias. There are no survivors in life. Any dating advice or cute gesture you see in a movie, it's going to be creepy in real life. Relevant The Onion headline. Romantic comedy behavior gets real life man arrested. Oh, so you're telling me sneaking into your ex's apartment and eavesdropping while he's on a date after running away from him for a summer lily from him isn't a cute sign of affection? I had a dude show up outside of my house uninvited at like 11 PM when I was 18 years old. He texted me saying I'm outside your house. We had a small argument over something and apparently his friends had convinced him it would be romantic to show up outside my house without warning. It was not romantic. It was very, very creepy. A friend in high school was dating a guy and he did something itty and she dumped him. He came to school with a letter and gave it to her. It said I beg your forgiveness 1,000 times. She was really freaked out. Freaking creepy. I wonder if he did that trick where you hold 1,000 pencils so you only have to write the line once. If you ignore the bullies they'll go away. Sorry, but most of the time that just encourages them to try harder and go further. As a kid, the best advice I ever got was to come up with effective insults that played on the bullies' insecurities. There's nothing like a good one-liner roast to put them in their place. That one is really dependent on the kind of bully. It can also get you badly beaten up later behind the school. Yeah, if the kid is a violent type, they can do that in response to pretty much any reaction. Maybe the only real solution to bullies is to be stronger than them. Yeah, you can and often should ignore a one-off instance of trivial harassment, but once it's no longer one-off, or no longer trivial, then it is time to respond somehow. One of the best decisions I made at school was to occasionally snap at bullies, but in situations I chose. One person who was much bigger than me used to occasionally give me a shoulder shove when he walked past. I didn't react at the time, but I did wait until his back was turned and thumped him once and calmly said that was your warning. Leave me alone or next time, I will hurt you, and you won't know when it's coming. The hit was enough to bruise, but not enough to injure. Another time I threw a chair at someone. Similar situation. It stopped all of the issues. I threw a chair at someone. It worked wonderfully. Fortunately I missed or I would have been expelled lol. Try your best and you will succeed. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you just won't succeed. It'll give you the best chance, but no guarantee. You can do everything flawlessly and still fail. It's inevitable. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. JLP. Well, You should try your best, because it gives you the best chance of success. Nothing guarantees it, but doing nothing grants you exactly 0% chance of success. I think better advice is you will always fail if you don't try. The point is to get people to actually try. Yeah, sometimes you'll fail, but if you try, you can succeed. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I forget which comic book artist said it, but I remember his more accurate version. Do what you love and you'll work harder than you ever have, because you'll always want to be the best. Do what you love. And nope. Nobody will pay me to sit around and write snarky Reddit posts. Wah. I agree with you on this one. I am lucky in the sense that I like my work, but to me it feels like most things get tainted by the pressure of performing for money. That's why the other things I'm really passionate about are done as hobbies. No deadlines or people telling me what to do. Yeah, I think that most people interpret do what you love as take up your hobby as a job. Most of the time it'll lose you both money and your interest in that hobby. This is exactly why I'm not majoring in music. I love it, but I just know I'd be miserable if I relied on it in order to survive. Money can't buy happiness. While true, it is misleading, because money can greatly contribute to providing security and things that tend to make people happy. You don't need shoes to run either, but they sure do help. Sure, it doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather cry in a Ferrari than on a bike. Have you ever seen an unhappy person on a jet ski? Just imagine someone crying inconsolably on a jet ski. It's hilarious. Thanks for the laugh. It's a Daniel Tosh joke, by the way. Good things come to those who wait. Nope. Go out there and make it happen. Impatience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. You have to be willing to actively go for what you want and understand it takes time to get your goal. Otherwise you'll burn out or get frustrated and give up. But also don't be upset when it doesn't happen either. People nowadays feel they have an entitlement owed to them by the universe. Live each day like it's your last. Are you serious? That is some horrible advice. Honestly, yeah. If lived today like it was my last, I'd be a drug addict. And risky sexual behaviors as well. Live each day like it's your last is said by people who have no idea how expensive hookers and blackjack can really get. That's because they've never gone and built their own life with blackjack and hookers. In fact, forget the life. Tried it once. Spent the whole day notarizing who would get what. ANF how I'd want the funeral to be. It was not a fun day. Just ignore it. Nor do all that pent up negative emotion will manifest as depression. Totally not speaking from experience. Parents, school staff, grandparents, police. Just ignore the bully and he will go away. Bully gets intensely more persistent the more I ignore him. Me comes home with more bruising. All adults stares in surprised Pikachu. Bully does it some more. Me gives bully a right cross to the jaw. Bully cries and never picks on me again. All adults. That is not okay. You need to use your words to solve your problems or ignore them. Me. My way freaking worked, didn't it? When I told my dad I was being bullied, he told me to tell the school. Wait a week and see what happened. If they ignored it, then punch the prick, because the school can't ignore it then. One of the most practical pieces of advice he's given me, and it was a throwaway comment. Wait 5-15 minutes before replying to a text or else you'll seem desperate. I freaking hate it when people do this. You leave me on read, then answer 15 minutes later? You're not desperate if you do this. You're just much easier to talk to. Turn off read receipts on your iPhone. That's the advice they need. Turn off read receipts for everything. Yeah, I sometimes need some extra time to think up a response. But if someone immediately knows I've read their text, then I'm fricked. This mindset is a pet peeve of mine. Oftentimes people are busy and just don't text back right away, or maybe they just don't feel like it. This day and age people have direct and constant lines of communication with anyone that they know, and sometimes they just need time for themselves. Just because they don't text you back immediately doesn't mean that they are trying to avoid being seen as desperate. Yup. When I'm in the middle of something and my phone buzzes, I might pull it out and check the message real quick. But then I put it away again and reply when it's convenient. Just because you can get a message to me instantly, you're not entitled to receive a reply instantly. You can be whatever you want. I'm still upset that I'm not a duck. See, it also just doesn't work with how our socio-economic system is set up. If you're born into poverty, you are less likely to get a quality education or go to college. You still can become an astronaut if you are absurdly smart and talented naturally, but chances are you're not, and you're just gonna end up working at Burger King until you die at the age of 85, because you never made enough to save for retirement. People rarely break the chain. Wealth builds wealth, and poverty builds poverty. It sucks, but it's true. Hard work pays off. 65 years later, I've finally been rewarded with old age. Hard work does pay off, but generally not for the person doing all the work. Hard work pays off your boss's loans. Laughs in Jeff Bezos.